Hey, welcome to the first episode of Mrs. Aforcer's Pokemon blog series. I'm glad you came to watch. This is my first episode. First time blogging too. I'm a little nervous, so don't judge me, okay? You were nervous too. I know. And don't pretend you weren't, because I know. I thought I'd use this first episode to talk about the new trading card game set, HGSS Undaunted. Now, I'm not sure how many viewers play the Pokemon trading card game. To be honest, I don't even know how many viewers I have right now. Probably none. But in any case, I really enjoy the TCG. So this set came out 5 days ago, more specifically August 18th, and it features a lot of evolutions. Now, I personally love evolutions. Since the Eevee cards play such a prominent role in this set, I thought I'd spend just a little bit of time talking about them and the theme decks. Now, I don't have all the cards on me, so if you want to check out the other cards, feel free to check out the link below. I'm going to link to PokeBeach, which has the scans of most of the cards last I checked. Right here we've got the Espeon featured in the Daybreak theme deck. It's actually a pretty good theme deck compared to the past few theme decks they've had. I mean, I'd say these are actually pretty playable for beginners. If you're starting off, definitely check out these theme decks. They come with a free booster pack in it and a box. The box doesn't fit a sleeve deck, which is really unfortunate. So the foil here is similar to the Rotom foil, though there's a regular foil in the set also, and I really like its first attack. For 1 psychic energy, it can do Solar Suggestion, which lets you move any 4 damage counters from your side of the field to the other side of the field, your opponent's, which I think is amazing, though its low HP makes it a little hard to play. I also have the Umbreon here that's featured in the Nightfall theme deck, also a very good deck. I'm not too keen on the Umbreon, but I think other people will be able to find uses for it in beginning play. It features the same foil, and for 1 dark energy it has Moonlight Fang, which does not too much damage, only 30, but it makes Umbreon invulnerable to attacks that are from Pokemon with Pokebodies or Pokepowers. I saw a few people trying to make decks around this. I don't think it's playable. Once again, low HP like the regular evolutions, never high enough HP to play. But it's cute, it's nice. If you like evolutions, give it a try. The set also features some uncommon evolutions. It's got Vaporeon, it's got Jolteon, it's also got a Flareon, but I don't have an image of the Flareon right now, so please check out the PokeBeach link if you'd like to see the Flareon. Amongst the rares, there's also a Leafeon. This is the pre-release Leafeon, but you can also get a regular Leafeon from the packs. Oddly enough, there's no Glaceon in this set, which I thought was a little weird. There's also 2 new Eevee cards. There's one here and one here. I think this one's pretty cute, though neither is very playable. The best Eevee, in my opinion, will always be the one from Majestic Dawn. It has Call for Family like this one, but it's a much better Call for Family. This Call for Family only lets you look for 1 basic Pokemon and put it on your bench. The other Eevee that calls for family will search for any amount of Eevees and put them all on your bench. Much better, in my opinion, if you're making an Eevee deck. The set also features an Umbreon and Espeon Prime, which I also don't have yet, unfortunately. If anyone would like to send it to me, feel free to do that. But I don't think either is going to be playable. Like most Eevee cards, they're just not bulky enough to take a hit, and in a format with Garchomp and other heavy hitters, it's just not going to work out. But I still like them. I really like that this set brought back some Eevees. I wish they were better, but what can you do? So those are the Eevees. Let's talk about some of the other cards. The Vileplume in this set has been receiving a lot of attention too. It's a rare, and it has a body that turns off the ability to use trainers. It's a lot like the one that was released in the Team Rocket set. I think it'll prove as a pretty good weapon against SP decks, which rely a lot on trainers, and maybe try running it with Jumpluff. Speaking of grass Pokemon, there's a new Combee in this set. It has 30 HP, it's one of the commons, and for 1 colorless energy, it does 20 damage. Seems a little not so great at first, but if you check out the text, it does actually 80 damage and poison if there's a damaged Vespiquen on your bench. Maybe Vespiquen's the new deck in the format? I don't know, try it out, guys! Now let's talk about Primes. Honestly, I was a little disappointed by the Primes in this set. I was expecting something cool, and honestly, I don't think anything's gonna live up to the fame that things like Donphan put out. As I mentioned before, there's an Espeon and Umbreon Prime in this set. Neither of them have very high HP or very good attacks, but they have interesting bodies and powers. The Umbreon has a power that's basically like a free Super Scoop Up. you flip a coin, and if heads, you can take Umbreon and all cards attached to it and put it back in your hand. Which you'll probably be doing pretty often, considering it has pretty low health. The Espeon can use any attack from any of the evolutions on your side of the field. It's interesting, but you still have to pay the energy cost, so I'm not sure how useful that's going to be. We've got Houndoom and Raichu, which I don't think are very good cards. They both have powers. The Houndoom has a power that lets you flip a coin. If heads, the opponent is burned. It's kind of nice, but the attacks don't really make it any better. Also, the Raichu has a power that lets you take any electric energy and move it onto Raichu. But unfortunately, like all other Raichus, this Raichu likes to discard all his energies, all the time. Now, a card that a lot of people seem to be getting hyped about is the Scizor Prime, which has a body that makes it invulnerable to all attacks from Pokemon with special energies on it. That would include DCE, Special Dark, Special Metal, Call, Cyclone, etc. Honestly, I don't think it's that good, and its attack isn't that good either. It's a typical more damage for more metal energy, and I don't think loading up metal energy on your Scizor is going to make it any better. The last prime we've got is Slowking. Nothing to really write home about. It's basically Uxie X, except your opponent gets to choose instead of you. Not very good. The legends we got this set are interesting, but I don't think they're quite as techable as the legendary dogs we got last set. Or legendary beasts, sorry. Kyogre and Groudon can do a lot of disruption with its first attack, which for a double colorless and 2 water energies discards the top 5 cards off your opponent's deck, and then for each energy it does 30 damage. I mean, you are discarding cards, which is pretty nice, but I think it takes a little too much energy. Plus the fact that your opponent's getting 2 prizes when it gets knocked out is a little risky, I think. In fact, that was the problem I had with the legendary beasts in the last set. I was always afraid that someone would knock them out and take 2 prizes. It was really only good as an end-game trump card, and since these can't really be played as that, I don't think they're going to be seeing much play, at least as techs. I'm not sure why Rayquaza and Deoxys are paired up. I think it's because in the Deoxys movie, Rayquaza and Deoxys were fighting. If anyone knows, please tell me, because I'm not really sure and I think it's a little weird. But in any case, the card's got an interesting body that lets you take an extra prize every time you knock something out with it, but the attack makes you discard all your fire energies, so you're left kind of open once you attack once. Worth playing? I don't know. It's definitely not techable though, I don't think. Honestly, I don't think we got very much to write home about in the way of trainers and supporters this set, but we did get Energy Exchanger, i.e. Energy Circulator, which I constantly call it because that's what it was called in Japan. I think it's a pretty cool card. It lets you exchange any energy in your hand for any energy in your deck. Let's try to get that glare off of it. So it's nice if you have a basic energy in your hand and you want to exchange it for a DCE, or a Special Metal, or a Special Dark. I think it'll see a little play. I put it in my Dialga Chomp deck, which I have right here. I really like it, works for me. Try it out. We also got this new Metal Energy. Not any different than the regular Metal Energy, but I think it looks pretty cool. So, put it in your Dialga Chomp deck, guys. Or maybe your Scizor deck if you're making a Scizor deck for whatever reason. One other supporter worth mentioning is Flower Shop Lady, which is similar to Palmer's in the sense that it can retrieve energies and Pokemon from your discard pile. It lets you get 6, but it restricts you to only 3 energies and 3 Pokemon, unlike Palmer's, which lets you get energies and Pokemon in any order, but you only get 5. Which one will you choose? I don't know. I think both supporters will see a lot of play. Oh, and a special shout out to the Foil Fortress. Everyone, explode! No! You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that about wraps it up for my review of Undaunted. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any comments or questions about the set, or maybe some things you'd like to tell me, please feel free to leave some comments down in the bottom. Also, if you guys have any advice as to how to improve the series, maybe the editing, or the filming, or even how I do the jump cuts or anything like that, please feel free to leave some constructive criticism in the comments too. I'm kind of new to this whole vlogging thing, as I said, and I'd really like some help. If anyone would like to maybe leave some advice, anyone with some experience with this, that would be super nice, and I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and this is Mrs. Aforcer signing out.